Please rotate device back. Oh, that's why this is the first live. Oh, well, it's locked this way, so we're stuck this way. Hello, hello. So you guys are gonna have to bear with me while I look at these comments. They pop up and like disappear as soon as they show up. So I'm going to pull up, first off, I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna pull up my,
when little passports arrives at the door, both of my
not
kids
with
are
an
running.
ad. I'm gonna pull up what's going on my other phone because this is all new for me, guys. This is my very first live on YouTube, and it is nothing like Facebook. So we're going to see. Thank you, Bianca. I have a list of questions that I will be answering. So you guys feel free to drop any questions you may have, and I will be answering questions. You are going to shoot them over to me as they come up, right? Okay, sweet. I got my drink. I got a candle lit, but no incense, so I will be, there we go. I will be answering questions and maybe get a little card slanging going. So it's going to be a fun time. That is actually one of the questions, Tracy. I will be addressing that one probably first. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to pull up my notes and start looking at these questions. Okay, so the way I started my journey, I'll say it's probably the way that a lot of people started their journey. In 2018, thanks, CW. In 2018, I reached a point in my life where I just was not happy. Like, depression was high, anxiety was through the roof. I was at the point where I was suicidal. And I had postpartum depression from 2 kids, didn't know it. A failing marriage, like it was just the worst. Like everything, just nothing made me happy. And I had an inkling of what spirituality was, but it was never something I really paid attention to. I just knew I felt really down and out. And my first mentor, may she rest in peace, she always kind of kept me on her side and would, mention little things and different things like that. But she had a collective message for her specific collective. And she told everybody that like a change was coming July 1st. Like something was just going to shift July 1st. And I was like, okay, I've heard that before. Things are always shifting, whatever. But literally on July 1st, 2018, I woke up that day. Hey, Sheree. Sorry. Without the little accent, it'd be throwing me off. On July 1st of 2018, sometimes I like to call it like my second birthday, I woke up that day and was just like, I'm tired of living like this. I'm absolutely tired of being unhappy with everything. Like, this is not the way that I want to live. This is not the way that I choose to live. So on that day, a shift did happen. A major shift happened within me. And that's when I was like, you know what? There's something else out there for me. There's something for me to do on this earth, aside from just be sad all the time. And it was then where I started looking at spirituality. I always loved witchcraft and like practical magic and the craft and all of that stuff. But I really just, it's fantasy stuff. That stuff's not real. And I had a deck of tarot cards. Oh man, this had to have been early 2000s. I didn't really do anything with them though. And to this day, I think they're in storage. But I sorry, I started thinking about the deck because it's a classic right away, and like that's the main deck that I don't use now. But I went and got a deck of cards from Amazon. And I was like, this is the extent that I know about spirituality, is using tarot cards. And so I got the Kawaii Tarot, which is the cutest little deck ever. There's an actual review for that deck on the channel. And I started pulling cards for myself, trying to interpret what it was saying. And from jump, these cute little $17 tarot cards was reading me for filth. And the more I used them, the more I opened myself up to Black spirituality specifically, started looking at different aspects of it. I started looking at hoodoo, and honestly, I just started looking at everything. And it got a little overwhelming, so I had to dial it back a little bit. And instead of going to Facebook for everything, I started buying books, and I started watching YouTube for different things. And honestly, that's just where it kind of all grew from there. Over the years, I've adopted mentalism. I've dived more into hoodoo, which that's more for personal use than collective. But definitely mentalism, alchemy, sovereignty specifically has been huge for me over the past year and a half. And that's really where things kind of started popping off for me, is when I started adopting sovereignty, mentalism, in addition to divination with cards and hoodoo and stuff like that. So that's where I got my start. Let's look at some of the other questions. The best part of my spiritual journey is actually right now, is integrating all the different parts that I have learned and experienced, and now putting it all together in this nice little goulash of alignment. Working with dark energy, working with mentalism, alchemy, sovereignty, and also just sense of self, which is so important. And even with all of that, on top of that, I'll say my money work is very fulfilling. Like the stuff that I offer to you guys is one thing, but the things that I learned for myself, the things that I'm applying to my own life, is lit, super lit. Like I thoroughly enjoy doing money work and learning about healing from financial trauma and money, like all of that stuff. I'm living for. Like y'all don't even understand. That's got to be my favorite part out of my spiritual journey so far, because hold on, I'm gonna get to talking and I ain't gonna get to drinking, and that's where the fun happens. But the money work that I'm doing is so surprisingly fulfilling. Like pre 3 years ago, I was always the B word. Y'all know I don't like using that word, BROKE. I was always that friend that didn't have it, couldn't go, wasn't doing XYZ, right? I watched my friends live throughout their 20s, like doing leaving the country and doing all of these things that just always seemed super fun, super dope. I was at home, couldn't do it. And so now that I've understood what I've needed to do to align to what I want, I've traveled more in the past 3 years than I have my entire life. Like I've had experiences. Oh yeah, it's a Tipsy Tarot Tuesday on a Saturday. We in lit today. But I've had experiences in my 30s, I'm gonna leave it at that, in my 30s, that I wish I had had in my 20s. But at the same time, I can appreciate them a lot more in my 30s. So like doing the money work and understanding how that trickles into everything else has to be my favorite part of my journey, hands down. I said I would answer anything, so I'm going to answer this question. Somebody wanted to know if I'm naked when I'm doing my deck reviews. I'm going to put it to y'all like this. Y'all can't see me. All you need to see is my hands. I'm going to leave it at that. There's your answer. Y'all are a mess. I know I said anything, but y'all a mess. What's the worst dragging the cards ever gave you? Oof. How can I say this without putting too much of my business out here? Hold on. You know what? Screw it. My cards dragged me to hell and back. I want to say about 3-4 weeks ago, about something that I was holding on to, that no longer needed to be held. And they basically drop kicked me in the face and was like, if you want all of this good stuff, you might want to loosen your grip to this, because it's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything for you. And it was hard. I'd been holding on to this for a very long time, and they got tired of me waiting. My cards are funny. Spirit is funny. They give you this outline and be like, hey, we need you to hold this for this amount of time. Now, let's say that amount of time is like 6-7 months, right? So you holding on to it for 6 or 7 months, and you got comfortable holding it. I know I'm going to do something with this at some point in time, so I'm going to hold it. 6-7 months go by, and now Spirit's like, okay, you can let it go. And you're like, but I'm comfortable now. I'm holding it. I want to keep holding it. And Spirit is like, right upside the head. What'd I tell you? Drop it. Let it go. Let it go. And then the moment you let it go, you realize how much weight you've been holding while you hold it like this. Yes, you've gotten comfortable, but the moment you let it go, you realize all of the tension in your arms are gone, right? I'm getting super technical, but you guys understand what I mean when it comes to holding on to things. But that was the biggest drag as of right now. And I've actually gotten that same message twice over the past couple of years. And this one was like that thump in the forehead. It almost left a mark. Like they wasn't playing with me, right? So from my dragging to advice to y'all, once they tell you to let go, that is the moment that you let go. Because you don't want to get thumped in the forehead like I got thumped in the forehead. Wasn't nice. Wasn't nice at all. Okay? That was, I'd say, yeah. I mean, I've had other draggings, like, sometimes my cards are just rude. Y'all think my cards are rude to y'all. My cards are evil to me sometimes. Like, so specific to where it's like, well, y'all just might as well just opened your lips and started talking, because this is ridiculous. Hi, Kara. I'm answering questions. So if you got questions, by all means, throw them in the comments and I will answer them. But that was the biggest dragging that I've ever gotten. This is an excellent question. How do you maintain your spiritual practices when depression peaks? So, as somebody who has had severe depression and anxiety, again, been suicidal, it doesn't go away. Your triggers, your trauma, it never goes away. However, shadow work helps you to cope with them better and healthier. So right now, I will say that thankfully my spells of depression are very far in between now, because I can recognize when I'm feeling triggered, and I can recognize when it's time to transmute that energy. When it's time to focus it into something else, right? So that doesn't mean that I'm never depressed. I won't say that, but the amount of time that I'm depressed has diminished a lot, because I always take my bouts of depression as a sign that there's some shadow work that needs to be done. Um, so my advice when we talk about depression is a series of triggers, right? Finding what that trigger is. And I know sometimes that can be hard because depression can hit for just like no reason, just because it just wants to be rude, right? But trying to find the root of the trigger. And typically, when we talk about triggers, there is a need not being met, or there's a boundary that's been crossed. So when you find yourself triggered, ask yourself, am I or somebody else valuing and respecting my triggers, or is there a need that I have that's not being met? And if you find yourself having trouble figuring those out, it's time to really sit with yourself. A lot of times through meditation, we can, thank you for that, Shreya. I will answer that question next. A lot of times we just kind of really need to sit down. And a lot of times, if you write out exactly how you feel, I'm a huge fan of scripting. When we talk about your initial groundwork for shadow work, scripting, just literally writing out exactly how you feel. It doesn't have to have any rhyme or reason. It doesn't have to be grammatically correct. You can just write down 3 words, but writing down how you feel so you can get it out of your head where it's foggy, where it's sad, where it's all of these emotions kind of shrouding how you really feel. Put it down on paper. I'm gonna turn this fan back on. Put it down on paper. And from there, you might actually get the base of the trigger. Once you just start writing without thinking, just writing out your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, a lot of times spirit works through us that way, to where we now understand, okay, so this is why I feel the way I feel. It's evident that a need is not being met. Let's focus on this need that's not being met, right? When we talk about shadow work, my shadow work started out with scripting. Really just writing everything down. I burned mines afterwards, almost like a release. But when you write things down, I used to sleep on mine. So I would write out however I felt, right? And I slip it under my pillow so that I can like kind of draw it out. And in the morning I would read it, because there's something about reading your words after a period of time. It's almost like you're reading somebody else's words, because, you know, every moment is its own timeline. So technically, what you're reading is from the past, right? Even though you might still feel it, what you wrote was in the past. So it's like you pull it back up and you can read it. It's like somebody else's words, and it's easier to interpret. So if I talked about how depressed I was last night, and I felt alone, I felt scared, it felt like nobody was there for me. These are examples. This is totally not how I feel right now. But if I start writing all of this stuff down, right, and I sleep on it, I ask spirit to give me, you know, some clear messages in my dreams, different things like that. I wake up the next morning and I read it, and almost like I can see the person that wrote this, and it's just like, okay, this is what's wrong. Now that I've gotten that out, I can see exactly how to navigate what I wrote in a healthier way, instead of keeping that spiral going by not getting it out. And I hope that makes sense. Shadow work can be done in so many different ways. Scripting, definitely when it comes to tarot, I kept a tarot journal. So I would pull cards, I would do spreads, and I would just write it all out. Write out everything I felt the cards were telling me. And then 1 week, I'd go back and read exactly what I wrote, to see if I learned the lessons, to see if anything had changed. What else? Root chakra work. Root chakra and shadow work goes hand in hand, because a lot of times when we're feeling triggered, when we're feeling depressed, we're feeling anxious, it's almost like we have a detachment from things. And working on your root chakra absolutely like kind of ground, well, not kind of, but it grounds you so you can be more present and you can understand the roots of where the trigger comes from, if that makes sense. You guys, let me know if anything I'm saying doesn't make sense. I have no problem explaining anything, okay? Especially when it comes to shadow work. Because shadow work is very, very multifaceted. There's a lot that goes into it, but at the base level, it's about triggers and how to cope with them, right? How to process them and how to cope with them. My least favorite kind of reading. Oh boy. Now, I can still do these readings. I don't want y'all to get mad and be like, well, I ain't gonna book that reading with her anymore. I can still do them. I have no problem doing them. I love to help people. That being said, baby, some of y'all in these love readings, y'all be asking me for love readings knowing you ain't supposed to be with this person. Knowing good doggone well that somebody's ashy son is doing you wrong and you need to go on about your business. Yeah, you know what? You can absolutely get thrown into shadow work unknowingly. I have been triggered by TV shows. I have been triggered by songs. I have been triggered by some of the most mundane things. Black Phoenix Rising, you knew that was coming. But I have been triggered by some of the most mundane things. And I appreciate when Spirit brings that shadow work out of me out of nowhere, simply because you don't want things to lay dormant. Things that need to be processed, things that need to be healed, you don't want them to lay dormant. So if a random commercial or being in a certain environment brings that out of you, then so be it. Allow it to happen. Be thankful that Spirit is bringing this to the surface so that later on down the line, let's say if you got triggered and it reminded you of your ex, you can process that hurt. You can process that pain and move forward so that if you happen to see this person in 2-3 years, you're not now all of a sudden crying in the corner, or worse yet, wanting to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, process it when it happens, when it's on a mundane level, instead of something huge and almost, tower moment triggering you. So absolutely be thankful for the shadow work when it's forced on you, because it helps later on down the line. Some of you made comments and I didn't get to see them. So what made you choose the lifestyle, aka poly, however you label it? Okay, so we gonna get into that. Let me finish this, my least favorite reading question, and then we gonna get into that too. Now, these love readings, I can do them. I've learned that adding a level of self-love helps me focus the energy better, because I am also a coach. I am a coach above a reader. So doing a love reading without any level of coaching, it made me feel away. So I had to add self-love as a layer to my love readings, because I like being able to help this person be a better them. Aside from the relationship, aside from whatever is going on, right? I have to make sure that the person that I'm reading walks away with something that they can use for themselves. Not somebody's ashy son, not somebody's little raggedy daughter, okay? I always add self-love, right? Now, I will do a love reading. I have no problems doing them. But if you come to me knowing I'm going to drag you for being with this person, don't be mad at it, boo. Don't. I'm going to take a little sip. Baby, don't be mad at me, because you knew they wasn't about nothing. You knew it. I'm just going to tell you again. Spirit going to tell you again. Don't be mad at me. Okay? So that's how I feel about love readings. All of my other readings I absolutely love to do. My favorite, I know nobody asked, but my favorite is, of course, the money therapy reading. I absolutely love those. And we are now calling them boudoir readings, not nasty. We doing boudoir. We keeping it classy now. I love doing boudoir readings. Those are lit. We are talking about your sex life. We're talking about the lack of, how it's lit, all of that stuff. That reading will actually be debuting on Monday. You will be able to book a boudoir reading. You will not have to wait for me to go live on my Facebook page. That is a full reading now that is available on the website. Okay. We had a couple of questions. I'm going to do some of the questions that just came in before I go back to the list. Okay. There was one that asked me about being poly. I am polyamorous. There's a huge umbrella that's under that. But yes, I had two partners. I no longer have two partners. I have one partner now. And at the time, we had a kitchen table relationship, which means everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew what was going on. It was not a triad. After leaving my marriage, I realized that I was not monogamous at all, and that I definitely enjoy having multiple connections with people. And there are a lot of poly people in spirituality. I just feel like when it comes to energy and when it comes to connections, trying to funnel that into one person seems very, very limiting. By all means, if you are a monogamous person, I'm not knocking you. Everybody ain't supposed to be monogamous. Everybody ain't supposed to be poly, first and foremost. But for me in my house, we poly around here. And honestly, when it comes down to it, it just makes sense. At this time, my partner and I are not really entertaining anybody else or anything like that. It's just the two of us as we work to build what we got going on. But like, being open to other connections makes sense for me and my spirituality, because I vibe with people, and when the energy is there, when the energy transfers, I don't want to have any type of limitation on that when it comes to enjoying the energy of somebody else. And I don't want that for my partner either. So to me, being spiritual, my brand of spirituality, me personally, me, it makes sense for my spirituality to be poly, because I am all about the connection and I am all about the energy. If the vibe is right and the connection is there, let's see what happens, you know? Thank you, because, you know, that broke up a little bit of the spiritual part. So thank you for that question. Let's see here. Let me take another drink. Wait, what's in this? Ah, okay. Got my Malibu, cause I'm a classy broad. Somebody asked about my ideal date. Okay. Ooh, my favorite book. I'm gonna take it all the way back, and I'm gonna age myself. Actually, there's two. There's a book called Tempest Rising that I read in high school, and The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. I'm old, y'all. I'm real old. The Coldest Winter Ever. You couldn't tell me that book wasn't everything, okay? Midnight? Are you kidding me? Listen, The Coldest Winter Ever. That's my favorite book. But my ideal date? Okay. I like multi-layered dates. Like, don't just take me to dinner and a movie. Like, I don't want to go to a movie at all on a date unless we done been together for forever. A destination I would love to travel to. Honestly, it's gonna sound really mundane, but I want to go to Jamaica. I want to go to hedonism. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go to Jamaica. So my ideal date, multi-layered. Don't take me to the movies. Of course, we gonna eat at some point because I'm a big girl. I like to eat. But let's do stuff. You know, let's paintball. Let's paint. Let's mini golf. Let's go to a museum. Let's go to a, like, I want to move around. I don't want to sit stationary and just like look you in the face and asking questions like, what's your favorite color? What do you like to do on the weekends? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to go. Do I like McDonald's? Sure. I if I guess. But I like multifaceted dates. Let's go do something. We can talk while we're like. Here's the thing. I'm a big kid, so if you take me to Dave and Buster's, it's a wrap. Like, I'm gonna have to beat you in basketball right quick. Like the ski shoots, like those kind of things. I need to move. I need to like. I see that, but I have a wonderful moderator on my page on the chat right now that's handling business. I know he can't kick him out, but when I go back, I'll be banning people, and I'm gonna have to add you as a moderator. I think I can add him on a anyway. That's logistic stuff for when this is over. This is my first live, so we're learning. So that is my ideal date. Don't just sit across from me asking questions. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm playing video games. Like, let's do something, and then the conversation will naturally happen organically. I like organic conversations. I hate forced conversations. So that is my ideal of my ideal date. What is your favorite part of what you do? So, it has to be just the feedback that I get. Like, I love knowing that I've made an impact. I like talkative people who actually have something to say. If you can add to a conversation, I don't mind you talking, but if you're not adding anything to the conversation, then no, I don't. I like knowing that I'm helping people. I like seeing the natural progression of anybody that I'm working with, seeing the positive changes that they're deciding to make for themselves. Not, I'm always going to teach sovereignty. I'm always going to push sovereignty. I'm always going to make sure that you are understanding your own power and that the changes you make are rooted in your own power. And I love seeing that in the people that I work with. I love seeing that turnaround, seeing people do damn near a 180. I love that. I love knowing that I'm helping my collective, right? And it took a while for me to understand that we all have our own specific collective, because a lot of times you see people and you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. They must not know what they're talking about. Where you see all of these people, who are following them. And I'm just like, well, that doesn't make sense to me, though. How are all these people following them when they don't? Every spiritualist has its own collectives. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some folks out here that's just straight perping on some charlatan type stuff. But we all have our own collective. And I definitely feel like, I didn't see that last. I don't like the fact that I can't see comments. That's not helpful. Anyway, we all have our own collectives. So y'all who rock with me, you are my collective. There are going to be people who rock with other spiritualists who don't necessarily rock with me. Not on any type of beef or anything like that. Just my message doesn't resonate with them, and that's fine. You are absolutely supposed to find who your collective is, Are you hungry, Gother? I'm starting to be concerned. Do you need a snack? All of these food-related questions. I like seafood. Maybe go get a snack with a drink while you're here. I don't know. But yes, that is my favorite part, is seeing, those who are actually taking my messages, applying them, and seeing the difference. What did I want to be when I grew up? I'm a theater kid. I am extra. I'm super extra. Don't look at me like that. I'm super extra. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a superstar. I just wanted to be a superstar when I was little. I didn't know how I was going to be a superstar. I can't sing. I can dance and I can act, but I can't sing. So I know how I was going to be a superstar, So, superstar. I don't know if I'm actually living that life. I wouldn't call myself a superstar. I don't know. Green is one of those colors that I don't wear often, but the color green itself, the energy of the color green is definitely something that I love. I do have a lot of green things around me, but I don't really wear a lot of green. I have this makeup on to go with this outfit, but I'm also changing into something later on that's gonna have green. So I was like, I might as well kill two birds with one stone. So, but thank you very much. Yeah, it's a superstar or scientist. Let me tell you, I went to a medical magnet high school. Even though I wanted to be a superstar. Even though I was in dance class and theater, I went to a medical magnet high school because I was either going to be a superstar or a scientist. I was the same way. Same way. That's wild. Thanks, love. It's like 4 different greens and like a gold right here. It took me forever to blend it the way that I wanted it to. Let's see what other questions are on the list. Somebody asked if I had a man. That question has already been answered. He's sitting right over here.
That's right.
Sir, why are you like this? Oh, okay. My top 3 favorite anime. So, I know you see me in this UA cheerleader costume, but, hey, Shantae's in the building. Okay, so number 1, above all, Sailor Moon. The original, old school, 90s Sailor Moon. I love all the renditions. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely. Especially the ones that follow the manga. Yeah. The bass and the voice, right? So I love Sailor Moon. And what has quickly rose to the number 2 spot is Yu Yu Hakusho. Because, my God. And I think it's because it's from the same era. Because that era of anime is undefeated, baby. There's just a certain level of swag that came with 90s anime. I don't watch Dragon Ball Z. Just let me say that now. So I don't have nothing for Dragon Ball Z. But them two, when it comes to 90s anime, undefeated, right? So it's Sailor Moon, it's Yu Yu Hakusho. Now I'm gonna get to some new school because tied for number 3, My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer. They're both holding down the number 3 spot because they're tied for number 3. Those would have to be my top 3-ish animes. I am currently watching Naruto, trying to get through that because I didn't catch that when I was a kid. And I think I appreciate it better as an adult. See, and that's why it's lit. That's why it's lit. That's why that's why, and I really feel it costs nothing to start a YouTube channel. Absolutely free. I just have something to say. That's really all it is. But yes, those 2 undefeated. And let me tell you. So I want to start Black Clover. I do. I want to start Black Clover because I heard all about it. And I remember you were posting about it on Facebook. I want to start Black Clover. But Yu Yu Hakusho gives me all of the life that I have ever needed as an adult. While Sailor Moon speaks to my inner child, magical girl, yes, give it to me. I want a moon scepter. Yes, but Yu Yu Hakusho, the writing on that show is God tier. You cannot tell me otherwise. You cannot convince me of anything else, right? So it makes sense that the creators of both of them are married. Shout out to my partner for getting me on Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm not even gonna take that from him, right? JoJo is on the list too. That is definitely on the list because it is wild. It's wild and it's extra. I feel like that would speak to the theater kid in me. So absolutely, JoJo is on the list. Okay, absolutely. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna get into Black Clover. I gotta put that on the list. I watched like 2 episodes of Castlevania, but like I feel like I want to watch that with my partner, so I stopped. So that's on the list too. We have a whole list. Not ask the loudest. My top 3. Okay, so I've heard about Bleach too, but isn't Bleach one of those animes that got like 8,000 episodes?
Once you work out the fillers, it's not that
So let me tell y'all another show that I'm never gonna watch, because I'm never gonna watch Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Dish Your Mama's House, whatever rendition of Dragon Ball. I ain't watching it. I'm also not watching One Piece. Ain't gonna do it. 1,000 episodes? Who got time? Who got time? I don't. Not a little bit. Not even nope. I ain't watching that one either. Okay. So somebody wants to know my top 3 decks, and I feel like that question is rude because I have 175 decks. Picking 3? I'm gonna go top 3 Tarot and top 3 Oracle. Top 3 Tarot, Dust to Onyx, Light Seers, Modern Witch. I'm gonna do more than 3. Y'all knew I was gonna do more than 3. Good Karma. It's such a cute deck, but the images are, yeah, you did. You rude. Good Karma is a really cute deck. What else? Because some of them, the Field Tarot, because y'all know that's my baby for Money Mondays. The Field Tarot. So I'm gonna stop right there when it comes to tarot. Oracle, we're going to go with the Wisdom of the Oracle. We're going to go with Sacred Destiny. We're going to go with the Priestess of Light. All of these have deck reviews on the channel. And we're going to go with the African Goddess Rising Oracle because what? Dope. What else? My go-tos. Oh, Angel Answers. It's a very rude Oracle deck, but it's lit. Yes, I love Sacred Destiny. I love that Oracle. Top 3 video games. Red Dead Redemption, because I like to do cowboy-ish with my friends. Animal Crossing, because it helps me chill out. And what is the third one that's my go-to? Pokemon, right? Because I want to be the very best, like no one ever was, right? Let's see here. My favorite crystals. Now, we can get into this for days. We gonna get a cute little pyrite because we about that money. Clear quartz because we just like removing all negativity. But I'm gonna get y'all with a different one. Oh, and then of course selenite to do. It's like a better version of clear quartz to me, like as far as what they do. Also, healing tip: if you have stiffness, soreness, any type of pain, put some selenite on it. And I know that sounds super witchy, super like hippy dippy, But y'all, I had some hip pain, and I just laid there with a selenite bar on it and like chilled for a minute. I was good after like 15 minutes. It was the craziest thing. Yeah, do it. Do it. I had so much fun making my money oracle, which is on sale at the website. I had so much fun making that oracle deck. I was able to just kind of get out all of the things that resonate with me the most. Lemurian is dope. Also, spirit quartz. Spirit quartz. This is a high vibrational crown chakra, heart chakra. This is good for healing. This is amazing for spirituality. And it's pretty. It's so pretty. But spirit quartz is dope. I also like angelite. I love bismuth because it's just really cool. Like, it naturally, this is just cool. Look at that. You can't, it's just cool. This is angelite right here. Good when you're doing angel work, all that fun stuff. Do I have any of my other ones here? Lapis, great for third eye. I like any and all upper chakra crystals, right? Throat, third eye, crown. I always love those. Hey, Niqua. Those are always fun. Those are always, helpful for me. But when we talk about grounding, I like garnet. I've loved tiger's eye literally since I was a kid. Like, I remember growing up going to the natural history museums, and they would have like this big pile, and you can just grab a handful of itty bitty little tiny pebbles. And I always looked for the tiger's eye. I didn't even realize I was going to be a whole crystal chick back then, but tiger's eye has always been one of my favorites. Amazing for grounding and low-key protection, right? Top 3 cartoons outside of anime. That would be, I'm gonna date myself again, but I loved Muppet Babies. Don't you laugh at me. Don't you laugh at me. I loved Muppet Babies. Tiny Toons, and I don't know if some of y'all remember this, but Freakazoid. Freakazoid was not for kids, and I watched it every day after school, right? I do. I still have that crystal. I took it back. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Look, I'm not gonna tell y'all how old I am, but I'm up there. You know what I'm saying? I'm an older millennial. That's all I'm gonna put it. I was not born in the 90s, baby. I'm an 80s baby all day. See, that's Muppet Babies and Tiny Toons. If you was in it to win it if you was home in time for Muppet Babies and Tiny Toons. And then after Animaniacs went off, Freakazoid came on. Now, I watched Animaniacs, don't get me wrong. I was with Animaniacs, but Freakazoid has something going on that if parents knew Freakazoid was on TV, Freakazoid wouldn't have been on TV anymore. That's probably why it wasn't on TV anymore after season 2. I only know it's 2 seasons because I bought them on DVD. I don't play with me. I love Freakazoid. So, yeah. Let's see here. 3 magical / witchy characters. So, specific characters I can't really say because I don't feel like, because I'm a Marvel chick, so like they're mutants. They're not necessarily witches, but I'm gonna throw out some movies. I'll throw out movies: Practical Magic, The Craft, and Eve's Bayou. I'll say those 3 movies when we talk about witchiness and all of that stuff. Animaniacs and Tyrese crying edited. Man, listen, you better inbox me that link. I need all that smoke. I need to see what that's about. My favorite money spell, honestly, honestly, my favorite money spell is lighting a tea light candle. Now, it's actually burning right now, so I can't show you guys. But I do resin work. I only take like private commissions now, but I make tea light candle holders with crystals and herbs and all kind of stuff. And I simply put a tea light in there, put a little bit of oil, and I burn it and go ahead about my day. Because the tea light itself has everything I need in there. It's basically a ritual in the tea light. So that's my favorite money spell for me. I wish I could show you guys, but like I said, I'm using it. Well, no, because I'm clumsy. I'm not gonna do that. Do I have any of my other ones? I can show you this one. So it's like this, but it has like crystals and herbs and all kind of stuff in there. And I throw a tea light in there. I light it. I speak my intention into the candle. That's key. If you guys aren't going to write a petition or anything like that and you want something simple, speak your intentions, focus your energy into the flame, and let those intentions go up, right? I don't do really heavy rituals anymore. The only time I do heavy rituals is when I'm trying to really focus a lot of energy to shift timelines. Daily, I just light a tea light daily. I try to do my best to light a tea light, light an incense. I do that daily. So if you guys go back to the Secure the Bag course from Thursday, what you see is typically what I do on a daily basis. Incense, tea light with the oils and the little herbs and stuff like that, cup of water, that's it. I have done major money rituals for others. I've done major, all of that kind of stuff that you don't see on the website. It's all private. It's all like, you got to hit me up and we can work on energy and stuff like that. Because I love being more service based. I like coaching. But you know, I'm spiritual in this mofo. I'm a whole goddess out here. So I can conjure if I so please. So yeah, I mean, if you guys are interested in that, hit me up. But like, when it comes to my own money spells, I keep it very simple. Because most of my alignment is through my sovereignty. It's through mentalism. It's through alchemy. My spells are tangible expressions of my alignment. You see what I'm saying? So, do you interpret candle burnings now, like wax flow and candle burning? You know, I've never really gotten into it. I can read incense smoke, which was wild the first time that happened. But when it comes to wax readings and things like that, I don't really, it's not really my bag. I've never really tried. I kind of leave that to other people. I can do a lot of things. Whether or not I am proficient in them is the key. If I am proficient in it, I have no problems doing them for people, but I will always refer to those more proficient in something that I am in. Candle reading, wax readings, definitely one of them that I will actually refer to other people. Let's see. Something I learned from my journey that no one ever told me. Whew, I got a few. So, first of all, do not rely on the internet to give you everything you need. And yes, I'm saying this as a whole YouTuber with a Facebook page and all of this other stuff, right? Do not rely on the internet to give you everything. There are going to be some things that you are meant to understand yourself. When I first started my spiritual journey, I was been through all of these Facebook groups. What does this mean? What does that mean? My toe itched on the left side. Was that a sign? Like all of this stupid stuff. And we have all seen these types of questions in these groups. It is not meant for other people to interpret Spirit's message for you. I'll say that again. It is not Spirit's, it's not anybody else's responsibility to interpret a message directly sent to you from Spirit. That is your assignment, to figure out exactly why Spirit made sure that your left ear was itching at 12:52 p.m. What does 12:52 mean to you? Why don't you look up the angel number? Look up what left ear itching means. Don't rely on the internet. You have to also lean into your own understanding. It took me a while to understand that, because I would look at all the things happening in these groups, look at all of these things, even the books that I was reading. I wasn't getting the connection. Like, well, I followed the spell exactly how it was supposed to be. Why didn't it work? Or this chick that said that she did X, Y, and Z to get X, Y, and Z. Why didn't it work for me? Wasn't supposed to work for me. I'm not on her path. I'm not part of her alignment. You have to lean into your own understanding at some point, right? Every deity that comes to you and every deity that's a part of your team does not need their own altar. Now, y'all don't come for me in the comments about that. I'm talking about me and my experience, okay? And when I started my journey, I had about 7 different altars up, and I was running around trying to refresh all of these altars all the time, all throughout the day. They didn't even ask for all that. And they weren't permanent parts of my team. Deities will come and go. You have certain deities that will always be with you. Always be with you. But there are also deities that are only meant to be around you for a certain time. Child, my whole spiritual room was full of altars. It didn't make any sense. Made no sense. Like, I learned what I was supposed to learn from this one deity. Ain't seen the deity since. And now I got a statue and all this other stuff. You know, don't be in such a rush to buy things is pretty much what I'm trying to get at. Sometimes you need to just sit with the energy and let it guide you to what you're supposed to do. The moment a deity connects to you is not when you are supposed to immediately run out and start buying everything in your mama. Like, Bastet is a deity that's always with me. Yes, I have her statue. Yes, I know exactly how to set up her altar. I have not set it up since I moved. But that doesn't mean that I can't still connect to her, right? But there are also, again, other deities that I have where those statues are just in the closet, because that I don't need to work with that energy anymore, at least not at this present moment. You see what I'm saying? So I went out and I bought all of these things, not realizing that everything has a season. So sometimes you need to sit in that season before something is actually forcing you, or not forcing you, but pushing you to spend money. You know, that's definitely another one. Let me look at the list again. What tips would you give someone who is just starting or feeling stagnant on their spiritual journey? Go outside of your comfort zone. Please do, mama. Go outside of your comfort zone. I feel like the moment you start feeling stuck, the moment you start feeling stagnant, is the moment that it is time for you to push outside of what you know. I was very comfortable in a marriage that wasn't going anywhere. I was very comfortable in my depression. Look at you talking about it's so cozy in my comfort zone. Don't make me come for you. I got these cards right here. Don't play with me. But I was very comfortable in my chaos. Extremely comfortable. So comfortable to the point where I had already made up my mind that, if I left this earth, everybody would be fine. I'll be comfortable with just, making my exit. But when I woke up July 1st, 2018, and realized that I didn't want to be comfortable anymore, that's literally when everything shifted. It's when everything changed. And every year since then, and basically every summer, Every summer. Every summer since. There has always been this shift where it's like, okay, it's time to start doing something you ain't did before. 2019, I stepped out of my comfort zone. I started traveling more. I started meeting people and putting myself out there and realizing that I didn't want to be in the marriage that I was in anymore. 2020, I moved out of the marital home. Being on my own was terrifying. Like, I couldn't fathom, after being so comfortable, being so comfortable being, cohabitating and having certain needs met that I didn't have to deal with. I was terrified and I had to step out of my comfort zone again. And then now in 2021 is really understanding how powerful I am. That is something that I couldn't have imagined last year. But the more that I've put myself out there, you guys notice, especially those of you who have been rocking with me for over a year, 2 years, I never showed my face. I never showed my face. I wasn't comfortable. And this year, I had to push myself outside of my comfort zone and say, you know what? It's time to show myself. It's time for me to be who I am. Own my power. Own my face. Right? I never showed my face. And now, I'm out here. We lit. You know what I'm saying? So, every year, when you feel like you can't go any further, you can, because it's time to step out of your comfort zone. And every time you step out of your comfort zone, you embrace something new. You shift into another elevation. And then when you plateau there, you shift again by stepping outside of your comfort zone. Now, y'all, I don't know what I'm going to do next year. But right now, this what we doing right here. I'm so glad, Vance. Thank you. But yeah, you have to step outside of your comfort zone. The moment you start feeling stuck, it's time to do something new. It's time to do something crazy. Like, not even, oh, I always wear black, so I'm gonna wear white today. Like, I always wear black pants and a black t-shirt. Now I'm gonna wear some black shorts and a crop top. Like, you gotta push it. You gotta go outside of your comfort zone. You gotta do something crazy in order to shift everything else around you, right? In order to get that hard reset. But it's a reset, but it's an elevation at the same time, if that makes sense. My strongest Claire. That's a good question, because my gifts are I won't say that they're sporadic, but like, it's like an anime where your power doesn't pop up until you need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I'm a nerd. That's fine. I'll own that. But I would say the gift of sight. Because normally, especially when I'm doing divination, it doesn't matter if they're alive or dead, people will pop up. I can see things. I can see people. I can see scenarios. Between that and just being able to read people's energy, baby, listen, I don't always need these cards to read people. Some people, energy will stank from a mile away. You know what I'm saying? So I would say the gift of sight and the gift to read energy are two of my strongest Clairs, because y'all don't even understand. Like, the things I see here, yo, wild. I will also say that the messages that I channel, now, y'all don't blow me up about this, because I don't advertise this either. I am a medium. I have a lot of work to do as far as being a medium, but I have channeled messages from the dead. It doesn't always happen when I want it to. It happens when it's supposed to happen, which, let's not. So I dabble in all of the Clairs, but those two would be my strongest. Let's see here. Oh, I think those might be all of the questions. Unless we have more questions popping up. Yeah, those are all of the questions as of right now. Do you guys have any more questions? I do plan on doing a live collective reading. I have my Destiny deck and the Priestess of Light Oracle. So, we're going to keep it cute and see what happens. Girl, listen. Folks, aunties, I have one of my friends. I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line we're related because every time I read for her, all of her people show up, all of her deceased relatives, but they are so comfortable with me. Like, it's as if they're my ancestors. And, like, they pop up all the time. She was so judgmental. Like, sis, I ain't the one you supposed to be channeling through if you gonna act like that. Because we pro everything around here. Like, I'm a whole heathen. Don't be coming over here if you gonna be judgmental, sis. Child. And then I had another live where I saw somebody's coworker. Like, it just be random. It comes up when it's supposed to. I'm not going to say it's random. Sorry, Spirit. It comes up when it's supposed to. But, like, it's not a parlor trick for me. I can't just be like, I'm going to channel your grandma right quick. Like, I can't do that. It comes up when it's supposed to. Sorry, parlor trick was the wrong word. I can't do it on demand. There we go. I can't do it on demand. It happens when it's supposed to happen. Any more questions, guys? I'm gonna figure this whole live on YouTube thing out because I want to be able to see these comments. Maybe I'll do it from my laptop next time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it on my laptop next time. Yeah, deities be popping, especially when you in the building. Deities be popping up too. Retrograde. These retrogrades been super strong and listen. This last retrograde season, baby, like, it was cool until Mercury kicked down the door on some BS because she was micro braids too tight, Gatorade spilled on the floor. I'm sick of sis. Sis came in ready to wreck everybody. That was the most retrograde that ever retrograded. Man, you want to talk about all kind of technical issues? Y'all, I caught a 7-day ban on Facebook because of Mercury retrograde. I'm sick of it. I'm gonna need sis to go set it. Well, she done now, and we're finally out of the shadow period of retrograde. But I know next time Mercury retrograde, she better come in, sit down, and mind her doggone business, cause I'm over it. Over it. It really was. All of the shedding, all of the healing, and all of the malfunctions. Okay? All of them. It don't make no sense. Makes no sense. At all. I don't like it. Right. It's the eclipse season. Listen. 2021 said, y'all think Ish is sweet. Wait till the end of the year. I got something for you. Because we getting hit with retrograde season, eclipse season, Halloween, all of these portals. Then we got 11/11 around the corner. Listen, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm just lay down until like February, dog. Like, I'm over it. It's too much. It's too much. Okay? I am going to start this collective reading. You guys have questions and I see them, I will answer them. But I'm going to start shuffling. So we get to see this happening in real time, y'all. And if you guys missed any part of this, it's going to be on the page. I'm pretty sure you can just post it to the channel. Excuse me. You can just post it to the channel. Go drink some. Listen, we need to be drinking water anyway, especially with the eclipse season coming. Because, I mean, get it together. I'm going to drink something else right now, though. That's so good. Wait, why are you not drinking? I just realized that. You might as well just wait right now. Wait till this is over. But yes, I want to reiterate that boudoir readings will be on the site on Monday. Those of you who are on my lives on Facebook, y'all know how lit it get. Also, I will be live on Facebook tomorrow at 3 p.m. for my normal weekly lives, pulling cards for people. If you want a reading, that's where it's at. Every Saturday from here on out, every Saturday at 3 p.m., I will be live on Facebook doing live readings for donations, okay? Let's see what these cards have to say. This is one of those decks that like where the cards stick together so they don't really pop out. So let's do this. We got the Two of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this is where I'm telling y'all gonna have to start doing something you ain't never did before. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Pentacles. If y'all want this stability, if y'all want, you know, this security, you guys are going to have to start doing something you've never done before, right? Two of Swords talks about making a decision. The Two of Wands is about stepping outside of your comfort zone, because if not, this Five of Pentacles, that 22, I knew you was going to say that. The Five of Pentacles are going to come in and start wrecking shop. Five of Pentacles is talking about hardship and isolation. It's time to start moving forward. But the Five is also a card of change, right? Make the decision to step out of your comfort zone and change. It says it right there, right? So for those of you who are feeling stagnant, those of you who are feeling stuck, do something wild. Get crazy. Do something you've never done before, right? That's where you're going to find your stability. That's where you're going to find your security, right? That Four of Pentacles energy. Some of you are going to have to make some decisions that you may not like. You're going to have to step outside of a comfort zone where you're going to be uncomfortable before you're comfortable again, right? Make that change. Don't isolate yourself. Make the change, right? And like Black Phoenix said, that 22, we just had a conversation this morning. That is a master builder number. What was the word you used? Infrastructure, right? Do something strange for a little bit of change. Listen, there it is. There it is. Whole reading over. Do something strange for a little bit of change. Y'all, this is what the cards say. Look. We got Two of Swords, Two of Wands, Five of Pentacles. It's right there. Right there. I literally just said it. Step out of your comfort zone. Make the decision to step out of your comfort zone and change. Let that change happen. Let that alignment happen, right? If you want that plateau is where the stability, that's where the security comes into play. But you got to elevate to it first. You got to change. You got to make some decisions. You got to make some hard, fast decisions, right? In order for that to change. I'm going to pull from the Oracle deck now. Also, tomorrow is the last day to get 25% off of any reading on the website when you use the code SPOOKY. Woo. For anybody who is looking for a personal reading, they're all 25% off right now. And prices have been adjusted. All right. Let's get this oracle popping. Abundance. Guide. And brilliant beliefs. So again, for those of you who are looking, bottom of the deck is hostilities. I feel like for those of you who are stuck and stagnant, you're creating a lot of resistance, right? It says cosmic conflict and unrest. There's this inner conflict happening that's causing resistance, right? And so it's blocking everything else. But we have 28, 21, and 45. That is 9, that is 3, that is 10. That is ending cycles, completing lessons, and 3 is just an overall guide number. When we talk about abundance, that's that 4 of Pentacles energy, right? Coming up again. You want the security, you want the wealth, you want the resources. But at the same time, it says luminous life force and personal power for brilliant beliefs. That taps into faith. Having the faith and knowing that if you step outside of your comfort zone, you're going to be taken care of. You're going to get the resources you need. You just need to have the faith, right? The trust in your own personal power that things are going to happen the way you need them to. And stop being scared about it. I know that sounds harsh, but don't stop being scared, definitely. And then finally, guide, the illuminated path. I feel like this is the card of alignment, right? So when we look at this, understanding your personal power so that you can be in alignment with wealth. Again, stepping outside of your comfort zone, making that decision to do so that you can change and align to this 4 of Pentacles energy, aligning to that wealth, right? Y'all still with me? It got real quiet. Y'all still with me? Yeah, she said, I'm getting dragged. Listen, honey, I'm getting dragged low-key too. Because there's some things in here that I needed to hear for myself. Y'all don't understand. Every single time I do a collective reading, when I'm done, I'm sitting up here like, y'all ain't even have to do me like that. Is this for me or is it for them? Because come on. This don't make no sense. But yes. That's what I got. I gave y'all the real super quick abridged version. Money Monday will continue. I've started working again, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me when we talk about adjusting, because my God, adjusting into the workforce again is a lot. I do have a surprise for you guys happening next week. I will be dropping zodiac readings. That's right. I'm talking about one reading per zodiac. So make sure you check your sun, moon, rising, and stelliums and Venus, I believe. I will be dropping all 12 zodiac next week. Whew. I've already started on some of them, and baby, it's wild out here. Real wild. So look for that next week. Money Monday will be dropping. Because I'm doing the zodiacs, I probably won't do Tipsy Tarot Tuesday. And then of course the Secure the Bag course will be on Thursdays as usual. If you guys want me to go live more, let me know in the comments. Drop it in the comments. Let me know you guys want me to go live more and what you want me to go live about. I love doing these Q&As. This was a lot of fun. But yeah, let me know. Also, don't leave just yet. I am now offering membership on my channel. There will be lives, there will be readings, there will be lots of stuff happening that's going to be members only. So if you want to be a part of that, you can join. I will drop the link. I think there's a description that I can do for this. When the live is over, I will drop a link for you guys to join my membership. If you go to the channel page under community, you can join my membership there. There's several tiers. If you just want to support me, quick little tier there. But then from there, you get all of these perks. Guys, I'm about to start doing money guided meditations. I am about to start doing members only collective readings. I'm about to start doing members only discounts. It's about to get lit. So if you want to be a part of that, hop on now. It's about to go down. Be on the lookout for all of the new things happening with the channel. As we continue to grow, I would like to continue to grow and be better for you guys. So I love all of the support. I love how you guys rock with me every single week. That's all I have for now, unless there's any more questions. I'm gonna holler at y'all later because this liquor kicking in. Yeah. I'm wishing y'all all the love and light. As always, I am rooting for you guys. And until next time, peace.